So y'all, I know, just because your head nodded last. See, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and everybody else was cool, and all of a sudden it hit you like, oh yeah, I did that too. Yeah, see, that's why you brought the smile. It was like that, that slow response. I ain't sure if I did that yet. Well, yeah, I got it. So we know that there's evolution. Would you say that in the aspect of giving birth, since I'm a brother and I've never done that, not this life, not the last life, and Lord knows not the next life. Would you call that revolutionary? Come on, sisters. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. Don't get quiet on me now.
I'm listening.
I'm asked the question. What would you call that revolutionary? We know it was evolution. Would you call it revolution?
Yes.
Okay. So then, my young brother, you'd be correct. It is evolution. We have an evolution to deal with revolution. We have to evolve through the process. And therefore, evolving through the process will allow us to have a revolution within ourselves, both mentally and physically and economically and politically and scientifically. Because everything that every time we talk about the word revolution, we have a tendency again to use the definition of the word revolution as it has been presented to us, without giving it definition. But when you put evolution to it, you try to, I'm going to say you tried to give revolution a whole another aspect of it, because that's where this brother over here was. Would you say, and since I'm just kind of carrying the conversation on until I can focus and take us where I want us to go, would you say that the aspects of the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey was revolutionary or evolutionary?
That's at the same time.
All at the same time?
At the same time.
Oh, now I got males chiming in now. Okay.
Because you have a growing foundational structure change.
Which made it evolution or revolution?
Both.
Okay.
To me, you don't tear that apart.
Ooh, come on, brother. I got a brother over there. Yes, sir.
Oh man, this is like the chicken and the egg.
Uh-oh.
It has to start with revolution.
Okay.
Because we're conditioned by society, and we have to revolt against that in order for us to evolve. Otherwise, we're going to evolve in the direction which is just dispersion, and we as a group don't get anything.
But that's what the young brother said.
Right.
That's what Mark said too. Revolution is evolution. Mm-hmm. We have to evolve. But we recognize that revolutionary activities, which is the change in the mind, which is where I came in, where Monica was, right? We have to evolve. So it's not just revolution. What we have to do is we can kind of like merge the two words together, but I ain't going to do that just yet. Because if you look at the word revolution, evolution is a part of it. You just added the R. Yes, young brother.
I feel like in doing revolution, you evolve, and then evolving, you want to do revolution. So it's like a lot of things, even reading that paper in there.
Which paper is that paper?
It's the newspaper that talked about the March on Washington and how.
Thank you very much. I need to know, make a reference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like everything that we've done for so long, that we sit here and we applaud and we celebrate, we have to realize that the opposition allows us to celebrate certain things that they want us to celebrate, right?
Young lady.
So even in using the word revolution, we can say, all right, well, that's the end game, but is that the word that we should apply to ourselves? Like, honestly, I feel like we should engage in guerrilla warfare against the United States. And guerrilla warfare is non-typical fighting, which can take place in many different ways. It could be economic, it could be political, it could be all these different things. But we get caught up on this word, revolution, where we are so far away from it because we haven't evolved.
Ooh. I have a challenge for you, but not right now. Go ahead. For you, Mom. Yes, young lady.
Like revolution, if I'm not mistaken, isn't like the definition of that to overthrow or to like overthrow a system or to overthrow a government. And then like you said, revolution is just evolution with an R at the beginning, and R-E, read, means to do something again. So wouldn't revolution mean to evolve again, which means to dismantle this system so that we can evolve to a new one? So isn't it just sort of like the same thing? Like why is it two different words? Like why are we discuss? Like I don't know. I guess I'm just confused as to what the debate is. Like
okay, and I don't know that it's a debate. It was a discussion.
Yes, we revolve to evolve. You can keep revolving if you don't plan. You won't evolve. You'll keep revolving, going in a circle. But you revolve to evolve, and then it's an endless cycle. That's what cycle means, circle. But it's an endless situation.
I got a challenge to you too. Yes, ma'am.
To answer,
A response.
Kara's in response.
Yes.
We were just talking about unity, and I had brought up the fact about unity, which evolves into this conversation that we're having now. And that was just bringing up different scenarios and
Okay,
points
so
that we would need to address, excuse me.
no
And
excuse.
that's how we got
Okay.
to the
So-
revolution I had mentioned about Jill
Gil Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, because Jill didn't sing about that.
Right, Jill Scott.
I know we got to give sisters credit for like 99%, but we got to give Gil his. And I gather, and like I said, I apologize for coming in late. I wanted to make sure that whatever the discussion was went through to its fullest potential. And every time we have meetings in our mass meetings where I'm able to engage you, as opposed to just speaking to you, engage you in dialogue and get information from you, it makes me better at what you want me to do and what I believe I'm supposed to do. So let me kind of shift this a minute, because I think if we have a conversation about revolution, since to me revolutions, as I understand it, are bloody. That's my understanding. And so giving birth is bloody. But yet I realize that as a man and as a person, I have to continue to evolve in a very volatile situation, because we are in a volatile situation. And dismantling this particular structure may not necessarily be the end game for us, but constructing the structure that we want definitely is. That's what Garvey gave us as a direction, to build your own. I love reading when Garvey spoke about speaking in front of mixed audiences, where he brought political leadership of the other persuasion into the meetings and said to them, I like what you did. I like the nice artwork and the structures that I see, because I want you to know when I build mine, I want you to come take a look at it so you can watch what I do better than you. And that to me is just like this building right here. That's to me. I could bring them all in. It wouldn't matter to me, because I want you to see what we do with this structure in your house. So then you'll understand what we as a people are going to do when we build our own structure in our house. That is both revolutionary and the evolutionary process. Because the only thing I deal with cycle that's different from yours, I don't deal with a cycle in a circle. I will deal with the cycle of continuously evolving, going up, going up. And the reason I look at it that way is because we're not going around and around. We're continuously growing and getting better each and every day, each and every way we work. But it takes me to a conversation that someone started with me yesterday. So let me take this, and I want y'all to keep evolution, revolution in your mind. I don't want that to go nowhere. No justice, no peace. You hear that again? Let me say it again. No justice, no peace. Y'all heard that chant. How many of you have said the chant? Many times. No justice, no peace. Say it again.
I never said that.
Never said it? Okay. You're one of the few. No justice, no peace. So I was asked, what do you think of that statement, no justice, no peace? So, since you never said it, and before I go into a monologue, what do you think of no justice, no peace?
It's trivial.
Trivia. Okay. Anybody else? Because you said it. What did it mean to you when you said it? Yes, sir.
I would agree, because
You agree with what?
I agree that it's trivial.
Okay.
Because we don't have justice and we still have peace.
You don't have justice.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, wait a minute. You don't have justice.
We don't have justice.
And you
but
still
we
got
still
peace. Ooh, that's new. Okay. He said trivial. You say no justice, and we still got peace. Okay, come on, folks. Chime in here before I go off.
I don't think we have peace at all.
Okay, no peace
No, I don't.
and no justice.
Exactly.
Got no peace and no justice. She's shaking her head. You ain't shaking your head. I'm talking to my brother right here. I'm gonna come back to you right there.
I would say that,
What you say about that? Can
I
you?
would say that I would say like on an outward spectrum, like yeah, we don't really have peace like out here in terms of like what the climate is socially, but you can have peace within your own.
Oh, but I don't think no justice is no peace. It's talking about your internal salvation. I'm sorry with that.
You mean we being peaceful with no justice?
Oh, no, who means that? That's what Xavier meant.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Xavier. I got his. I'm talking about the brother that took no justice, no peace to satisfying that inner peace within. Yeah, okay. All right. Yes, I was waiting on you.
Every time black people, just to get a little piece of the justice, a little piece of
Little
the
piece.
justice, you have to break that piece.
Okay, ooh. Okay, Nadine, where'd you go? Yes, ma'am.
I'm
Nadine,
as long as
okay.
there's no justice for black people, there shouldn't be any peace at all.
Okay, long as there's no justice, no peace.
Because I'm only concerned about my people.
That's
Black
the
people.
I'm with you. Come on, Monica.
Okay. I don't, no justice, no peace.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
never was any justice.
Never was any
Never
justice.
had any justice.
No justice,
And we are not in peace.
and we had no peace.
We're not in peace.
Okay, so when you've heard the chants, no justice, no peace. You said it. How many hands were raised and said, they said, no justice, no peace. Yes? Did I get it right? But now the definition and how you're defining it is kind of different from what it, the chant, what is being said. Yes? Because the chant is saying, I can have, if you give me justice, I can be at peace. Is that what the chant's saying? Example.
No,
Is that what it's saying? What's the chant saying?
I don't think it's saying that.
What's he think it's saying?
I think it's saying as long as there's no justice, we can't allow there to be peace.
Okay.
There you go.
So that if you give me justice, I can have peace.
I'll give you peace.
No, who's gonna give it? Wait.
But
So
that's
you,
what they're implying.
no. I'm with you. So if you give me justice, you can now give them peace, or whoever we talking about.
That's
Not them giving us peace. Okay. So no justice, they can't have no peace.
That's why he's saying they already given them peace.
They already got peace. They got peace and they got justice. You got neither.
That's right.
Right? That 17-year-old young man walking down the highway in Chicago,
Yeah.
shot 16 times in 15 seconds. We want justice. What justice?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm just asking because of the chant. And see, the thing about the chant is people internalize it and say that it really is possible. And they say no justice, no peace. So in Chicago, they didn't give them no peace the last few days. They got peace today because it's Sunday and they had to go to church. See, so they got peace today, but they still don't have justice. Will it be justice when the white police officer is committed a murder and goes to prison? Will that be justice?
No.
That won't be justice?
No.
Okay. So the justice will be when the family sues. So what's the justice?
See, that's just one instance.
I'm just using one.
No, I'm saying like it can't just be one instance.
No, but I'm just using one. This is an example. Okay, it's an example. Okay, wait a minute. You don't want to use just one.
No, I'm saying in
Come on.
in essence, it can't just be like a singular moment or thing happen, and that.
You not see the news with them people marching down that thing, that mile, 2 miles stretch saying no justice, no peace. Yes, my sister.
Nothing can make you feel revered for a loss of a family member. But
She got personal.
I feel like those police officers who commit those crimes should face the same judgment that a citizen would face if they did the same thing to the police.
Okay. I love that scenario, and I'm not going away from no justice, no peace, but 17-year-old on I-76, I-676, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tuesday? Shot a police officer in the shoulder, state trooper in the shoulder.
And lived to tell about it.
That's because they can't shoot either. I just want to know where all the bullets went, but be that as it may. What you and I would not know is that every person in the state of Pennsylvania that has a charge against them relating to a police officer that was outside of the prison walls, on Tuesday, they were all rounded up and taken back inside the wall. On Tuesday. On Wednesday, 3 men who had charges against them in confrontation with a police officer went up for parole. All of them were denied. The one person that went up because he had killed somebody got parole. Justice. Peace. That's it, I wasn't going away from it. So you said judgment. I like that word. What changes the scenario for us as a people? What can change it? Because I got an answer. One thing I learned from a good lawyer, don't ask a question you ain't got an answer for. His name was Charles L. James, by the way. He was president of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, and I challenged him, and he said, "You're only challenging me because you know the answer." So don't ever ask me a question that you already know the answer to. Yeah, that was my first spanking from Mr. James. So what can change this scenario? Yes, sir.
Nationalism.
Okay. I have a piece that would go over that. There's something else that changes it. Something a little bit more concrete, a little more specific. What is it that we don't have?
Unity.
Okay, that's true too. I won't argue that. But if you say we don't have unity, and unity plays a part in our nationalism, nationalism gives us a national consciousness. That particular consciousness gives us the direction in which we are to work in order for us to address the situation that we face to make a difference. What else is missing?
No, but we want justice system.
Okay. What else is missing?
Money.
Economics.
There's still something else missing.
Nationhood.
That's the nationalism.
Organization.
That be the nationalism too.
Self-respect.
Self-respect. So all those things are correct. Nobody's answer is wrong. But there's still something missing. There's still something missing. Yes? I've been waiting on you.
So my question is.
Uh-oh, you got a question. How you going to ask the question? I'm trying to get answers.
I'm trying to decipher it. So, all right. So when you say no justice, no peace. When I first heard that,
Yes.
I literally thought no peace. So what you do to us, we're going to do to you.
Ooh.
Which means that even for
Is that
Freddie
revolutionary
Gray,
thought?
what they did there with the riot and they effed the city up. They started doing stuff which made everybody get together and say, you know what, we got to move faster. We got to come
Which
out
city
with
you
these
talking
charges.
about?
In Baltimore.
Okay.
Initially, I'm just saying as
No,
far
no,
as
no,
that,
no. I
when
just
you
want to
say
know where
no
you make
justice,
reference.
no peace, I think about the Black Panthers when they said the cops are brutalizing our people. We gonna mobilize. We gonna shut stuff down. We gonna hit you with what you hit us with.
Okay.
I'm trying to think in history if there's ever been a time where we were helped without being violent. I don't know, because sometimes it's like violence meets violence. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, yeah, you can have the money, you can have everything else, which is important, and the unity and everything, but even when they did the Million Man March, like, that was just a blessing amongst us. Like, I mean, way back, the first one. That was a blessing, but they still did what they did to us. They still continued.
Okay. I'm gonna do my best not to let you take this conversation.
No, I'm thinking nowhere else.
That's all right. No. You had some interesting points. The Panthers, when they mobilized in California, because of the activity. They armed themselves because the Constitution actually says you have a right to bear arms, and they decided they would bear arms in order to ensure that their community understood that they could. And therefore the police saw them as a challenge to them. And when you challenge the police in any parts of America, they generally come at you with everything they can. But that wasn't, the 10-point plan of the Panther Party was actually designed to evolve the Panther Party into a much more political institution in California originally. And therefore, if you look at some of the Panther members that was historical in that, they managed to continue that evolution that has nothing to do with the revolutionary piece that came as a part of the evolutionary aspect, okay? And I just wanted to kind of connect the dots for that. And I want to go to what we really be missing that we don't really talk about. When we talk about, even when you say no justice, no peace, that's why when the question was asked, what do you think about that? How do I get justice in a system that was built being unjust? It was the whole fundamental foundation of this system is injustice. How can I say that? Anybody, can anybody tell me who this country is named after?
America Vespucci.
Thank you. So what happened to Christopher Columbus? We celebrate Columbus Day because he did what? He claimed. And he didn't do any of that. He never got here. He went to St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica. He ain't never come. He never got here in that time. He sailed out, never got here. That's why it's America's Vespucci. Was this place barren? There was no life here when America's Vespucci came?
No.
So it was functional societies, yes?
Yes.
What did the functional societies think of New York City? They say we can't grow shit on it. We don't care about it. So go live there if you want. How many farms in New York? On the island of Manhattan. I'm not talking about the state of New York.
None that I know of.
Not in the island of Manhattan.
None.
Why? Because you can't grow crap there. Who knew that? The natives of the land knew that they couldn't grow it. So when the guy said, I want this rock, you say, I don't care. Because you can't give away land, but you can use it for as long as you want. So that was the trick. So where am I going with this? What was missing is that one thing we don't talk about. When we talk about even revolution and evolution, when we talk about unity and nationalism, what's the one word we don't talk about? So, let me, what'd you say?
What's the answer? What's the answer to that, Joe?
That's why I walk back here.
Why you slum juicing?
Oh! Because that's what a good person supposed to do.
The suspense is killing me. It's killing us all, brother.
Power. We never talk about power.
True.
You want justice, you need power. You want peace, you want economical stability, you need power. You want political recognition, you need power. We don't talk about that. Let me correct it. We talk about it more now here than we did before. Because we got a chance. What we say? Black power. Ain't nobody with me. Black power.
Black power.
See, so we don't talk about that. No, let me finish. And I'll get your butt. And because you see, Garvey's lesson to us is power is the argument that satisfies man. So now let me hear you before I go on.
Well, the economic piece will get you the power. You can try to go around it all you want, because one individual with the proper money can amass power overnight that'll reign on anything in America.
Here's the problem with your statement. Because we have folks that have amassed. Let me finish.
I said the person in the mind.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you, because we as a collective don't have the conversation about power, it's not just about economics. Because if it was just about economic as an economic engine, I support an economic engine. That won't get us to power. Not us. Without us having the conversation about power and what that power does or can do. Because if we amass the money and don't have the conversation, we won't build the plan, and without a plan, we will not move forward. No, we have to talk about power. I agree with economics. The economic engine, talk about it all the time. And we have aspects of it. We put aspects together. But when we have the conversation about what the economic engine does as it relates to the power that it wields, when we have that conversation, then we are talking about the thing that makes the difference. Yes, economic does it. And yes, we have it. No, we don't have it. We have people in this race that have it. But they don't have a conversation about power, even in their circles. They okay. See, we're in a circle where if you talk about power and then you amass the economic ability, you'll do exactly what you said. But without the conversation about power and just amassing the money, we'll do what they do. I've watched us over time, and so have you. And you've watched people amass money, and they start off with good intentions, and then the money does something different. We have to have the conversation about the power that we will wield with the money, so that the money will never be the end result of the power. It's us. It's why we have to have that conversation. It's why when we talk about justice, or what is it? I missed the women. No justice, no peace. Economics without a conscious plan, a conscious nationalistic view, a universal African nationalistic project won't be sufficient. We have to have that. That's why that becomes the pivotal piece to amassing the economic engine that will liberate us. What will liberate us is going to be from here, and it's going to be from here. We say unity, yes. We say economics, yes. But we have to have the conversation when it comes to power. Because without it, we'll amass the money. All right, here's a classic example. I got you. Classic example. The Universal Negro Improvement Association amassed people. And amassing people that also amassed a certain amount of wealth. The Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey picked his select few and the money. He was the only one having the conversation. If in 5 million people, it's not 15 of us in this room. So I can bet that the 15 of us in this room are one sound mind. But if I put 1,500 of us in this room, I know that there's somebody in 1,500 of us is not going to be of sound mind. So that means we have to do what? Continue the conversation, the dialogue, and the education in order to continue the amassing of economic growth in order to move forward. Because if we don't, what's out there, what's in this world, what's in our inner selves, will be the things that haunt us and tear us down. Because even in our own people, we've got to make that mindset change in order to control the direction and the destiny that we're going. We can't do it without that. Because the plan has to be, which is why I think Garvey, when he finally put the institution together, he said, I have to build based on those I can educate and prepare in order for them to lead and take it where it got to go. Because initially, Garvey's success was his greatest enemy. Because he was successful. Love him to death. So life lessons teach us. Which is why we don't have these conversations. Just like that. And it doesn't matter whether him and I agree. The two things that we are going to agree on. One, we know we need the economic engine. No, the other thing is we know we got to use power. How we amass them together, that's not the issue. We know we got to amass them. We know that people got to be educated. Yes? Yes?
Information is power.
Information too is power. See,
Let me finish.
what's it? Hold it. I'll give up the floor.
Okay.
And so hold on, let me do this. Because I got mine. Right. The aspects of power. Yes. Go ahead, Mark.
Information is power.
Yes.
And one person with the information and the economics. And if you don't know that, I understand. And you can separate them, power, and in history, all the people that oppose us, from their origins, they amassed the power from war and taking stuff, which is economics. And then they did everything else.
Well, I have a different historical view. Go ahead, Mark.
Alright, I agree with you, like, for the most part. Him too.
Yeah, no, like I said, no, Mark. See, I understand. The one thing I recognize is that this is the power conversation.
Right, well, this is what I'm saying. Like, you can't make money synonymous with power.
Right.
I don't think. I think that's a dangerous move. Same as with information. You can't make that synonymous with power. Because if you do, you limit yourself to those things. Like, if money is power, then all you're doing is trying to get money. So you leave yourself out of everything. So I look at power as influence. So if you
that too.
Right. So if you trying to amass influence, you use money, all the tools you have at your disposal, instead of just naming one of your tools power itself. Because that's how you limit yourself. That's just how I look at it.
Go ahead.
Well, he just did it. Power and everything else is the tools to measure how much power you have. Money is tool of the game. Resources.
That's another
is what
thing.
the actual time.
Which is why,
And controlling of the mind is the
Well,
actual
that's-
fact.
but that's the whole point about having a conversation as it relates to power. Because if you don't, I got you. If you don't have it, then the tools in your tool chest, if I can use that one, become what people aspire to. You've got to have the conversation. And all I'm saying is, without the conversation, then I get Marv money tomorrow to become a 2-time billionaire for something fall out the sky and hit him, and he becomes a 2-time billionaire. Then I say to Marv, okay, you're a 2-time billionaire, let's finish getting the constructors and do all this stuff over here. And Marv decides, and I don't expect this, Marv decides, well, wait a
You can
minute.
use it hypothetically then.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. I know, no,
You came, it'd
it would be done, or it'd be already in the works.
Yeah.
But, so the idea is, that's because of that total concept and understanding. See, so, but what it is, there's a thing, and who, somebody raised their hand. You?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, and then Xavier. Xavier first and then you.
Because I raised my hand before you. That's facts.
Woo!
So I'll say,
All right, UNIA members, please behave yourselves. We have guests in the house. Somebody, hold on, before you go, is somebody here not a member? Okay, so I have guests in the house. Go ahead.
I disagree with Myron. Saying that if you put money and knowledge, information synonymous with power, you only want one. And I'll say that I'm a testament that that's not true, because I want money, but I'm here.
I didn't think
All
that's
right,
what
well,
he
I will address that specific part, because that specific part was said.
No, it wasn't.
said. No.
Yes, it was.
He said they are tools in the toolbox, and
If you make money synonymous with power,
right.
then when you want power, that's what you want. You want money.
Okay, but the thing is, I want power.
Okay.
But I also want money too.
I'm not
But the thing is, there's better ways that I could use, better things I could do to get me that if I saw it the way you're saying that somebody who sees it that way does.
Okay,
Can I understand it real quick? Like, can you have power without money?
First of all, I said information.
No. Wait a minute, hold on. Not you, Marv. It wasn't you. It's
But he was coming off of what I.
No. He came off of both of what both of us said.
Can you have power without money?
Right. He
You
responded
can have
to.
power without resource.
Can you have
Yes.
power
Okay,
without
wait a minute,
money?
So
brothers.
what is,
Brothers.
you mean, what is power?
Brothers.
Maybe I do.
Brothers.
What is power?
Brothers. Thank you.
Classic example.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
That's what I
Brothers.
was just saying.
See, the whole thrust of the conversation in reference to power, single entity. It isn't. See, it's not just money. It's not just influence, not just resources, which is where the toolbox came in. Put them all in the toolbox. You say, if I'm a giver and money comes, I'm going to keep giving. If I'm not a giver and money comes, I'm not going to give. It's not going to change me to all of a sudden make me better, which is again why the conversation about it becomes relevant, so that as we progressively move forward, we know where we are in like minds, which is why I said initially, even Marvin, his response, I say we know that there isn't really a difference between him and terminology. It is the question of the conversation. And then I'm going to give you what Garvey said. Yes, dear?
I just had a question about the word power and over something, or you know what I mean? Like, so when we talk about power, because I can think of power like when you said, well, you have power as planet type powerful over a system. Over what are we talking
I got 3 hands up before I get 4 hands up before I give you mine. Marv was first.
I just want to say it relates to that toolbox piece. And most people don't have a toolbox. You know what I'm saying? And don't even know they should. But they may get in a conversation about having tools, and that's a bad thing. So whatever power is connected, do you know how to wield it? Because we have stuff. So
Okay, I'm Sister Nadine next, then you, then Ram.
I think that you have to be define what power really is, because power for
Okay.
some people might not definitely be power for somebody else.
Okay.
And we talking about power, do we have the power to educate our children?
Absolutely. I hope that it has something to do with that. But X, before I go to you from Dr.
We could talk about how we define power. I'm gonna use like, recently I've been taught about the Spanish word for power. I forget what it is, but it breaks down to can do. Power is can do, right?
Okay.
So you need,
But that's what Mom
to
said.
have can do, you need stuff, right? And stuff can be different things. It could be money, it could be social capital, it could be different things.
Well, that's
Malcolm
where
X didn't just poof, oh snap.
that's where the toolbox
Words,
comes from.
you hear me? He had different, he had books, he had supporters, he had, those things are stuff. And they can be interchanged with money. Work, when you look at the value of things, and work.
Except, wait a minute.
It can be knowledge, but I'm saying
No, no,
stuff.
can be.
It's a resource.
In the toolbox, which is, Myron, thank you for that. In the toolbox. Because when you think of power,
Which is a resource.
when you think of power, look around, look about the world, and then see who you believe has power. But what Garvey gave us, and the reason I say we don't interject that word into the conversation, is because we talk about politics, which would be influence, and we don't talk about the power that goes on, which is why many of our people do what they do, or engine that manifests itself in a way that they can control their own conditions and things. But Bobby said, and I think I'm going into this at the right time, power is the only argument that satisfies man. Except the individual, the race, or the nation has power that is exclusive, it means that that individual, race, or nation will be bound by the will of the other who possesses this great qualification. Is that not us? It is the physical imperialistic power of having wills that makes white men afraid to fight him. That was a fight, by the way. It was the industrial and scientific power of the Teutonic race that kept it for years as the dictator of the economic and scientific policy of Europe. It is the naval and political power of Great Britain that keeps her mistress of the sea. It is the commercial and financial power of the United States of America that makes her the greatest banker in the world. Hence, it is advisable for the Negro to get power of every power, education, science, industry, politics, and higher government. That kind of power that will stand out signally so that other races and nations can see, and if they will not see, then feel. Man is not satisfied or moved by prayers or petition, but every man is moved by the power of authority, which forces him to do evil against his will. So even in all our conversation, we didn't do nothing but come right back to what God did. Everybody, everything you added took us right there. And the reason it does, and the reason I use words, because we have a tendency to talk around it, not realizing that each and every one of the things that we are attempting to do is to put us in a position where we can dictate to the rest of the world. We want to rule our own destiny. We want to. He gave us a plan. We want to do our own activity. So we have to show a superior government. Even if we're not electing people outside in that political genre there, we have to show it by what we do within the Unia ACL. We have to show that we can do that. We, even in developing economics, we have to do it within our own walls, and then we have the ability to make it impactful on our people that's outside of this wall. I know we can't do full citizenship. Just this past week. So there's so many conversations that are taking places in different rooms. And yet we have to be able to put these conversations in and therefore go forward and then show the world. We have to show the world. We have for so long allowed other people to define for us what power is. We actually, whose words vary and definitions change, but yet we have to use them, and therefore we have to grapple with them. We have to understand them. We have to benefit from them. But when we talk about no justice, no peace, power gets us justice.
power gets us peace. You say no justice, no peace. There isn't going to be justice from America because America does not recognize us as an integral part of a political system, and therefore we are only a part of the economic engine because we are still fueling industries, and that is the prison industry being number one. And I'm going to go a step further. We work hard to try to change that, break the pipeline from the schoolyard to the prison yard. As hard as we work to break it, I want y'all to pay attention to the language that you hear in the newspapers, in the news media. You're going to begin to hear the words domestic terrorism, domestic rising. And they say no neighborhood should be engulfed with fear of domestic terrorism. And how do you measure domestic terrorism in America? So let me help you so that you can pay attention. They count it by crime statistics. We are in the 22nd Police District. There are more police allocated to this district than any other district in the city of Philadelphia. They say because they have more crime. So now, if you say that domestic terrorism is on the same level of international terrorism, what do you look forward to on the streets of North Philly? Uniform, armed, long guns, to defer terrorism so that you can be comfortable. And so what do? What do? They get you comfortable with the language, get you comfortable with being willing to go against terrorism, and then I add the word domestic, I get you comfortable. Again, power gives you the opportunity to do that. We have the same ability to create the same power and the same language that will give the same meanings to our people only. And let the rest of the world look on and realize that what we can do. We can change the but it's totally incumbent upon us to do so. The reason I love these interaction conversations is I learn so much from you. It doesn't matter whether I agree with you, I still learn from you. The learning process is the most beneficial thing. I don't know that anybody goes to school. I was going to political science class. And my political science teacher tried to tell me democracy in America was the pure democracy and the best democracy in the world. Well, I was an arguer then. And I almost failed the class because I wrote my paper in red, white paper with blue lines already, and she told me I was politically incorrect. But the thrust of us all is to understand that what we have got to manifest is the power to control our own destiny. How do we do that? Money, resources. Money, resources. Not money or resources, money and resources. That's right, they all go in the toolbox. Conscious conversation goes in the toolbox. Education goes in the toolbox. Information goes in the toolbox. Influence goes in the toolbox. I love the toolbox thing because it means everything, art and culture goes in the toolbox. Because we're the only people who, what's the word I want? That allows their culture to be ripped off and utilized by everybody else, and we don't do crap about it. I mean, they take our music and use it for themselves, and when they take our music, they took rap, they took bebop, they took rhythm and blues. Right. They take rock. They took the rock band. They take our culture. Look, you didn't see white women with dreadlocks and white women in the African garb, and you didn't see white men running around saying Black Power. I'm sorry. They take our shit and we do not turn around and say, hell no, it won't go. Nope, we still go buy their music and support what they do. That's what is our own just because we want to be integrated. I'm sorry. Integration says to me that I'm asking you to like me. Well, let me say this for real. I ain't got to never ask nobody to like me. See, you ain't got to like me. I'm born you equal. I'm born you equal. If I was born with one leg and one arm and one eye and my brain work, I'm born you equal. You understand? I'm born you equal. So I ain't got to ask you to be equal. And I don't need you to live with me. I'm sorry. People like I ain't crazy about that. I know I'm not supposed to say that, so hopefully that ain't broadcast all over the world. But it is kind of how I feel. You know, hey, I'm sorry, it's how I feel. You know, I could be wrong. Y'all can say they smell really good. It's okay. Some people, I'm a dog person. But understand when you get wet, don't hear me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't mean to harm nobody, trying to hurt nobody's feelings, because I'm sure they got some choice words for what we smell like when we wet. You know, but I have a blanket when y'all wet. Y'all wet and I'm wet, I'm all right with that. It's all good. But you see, like, you know, listen, one of the respect I have for Donald Trump, who's a person who has influence and has money and think he got power, is he go around, make fun of people, talk bad about people, and they say, you can't do that. And he say, yeah, I can. What do you mean? I can tell the truth if he can. And since he tell lies, I can tell the truth. I just dare one of you in here to tell me that I was wrong in my description. Don't answer me now, because you say I'm lying. And I don't want y'all to get me in the quagmire. But I understand I'm talking about power, but at the same time I'm talking about consciousness. I'm talking about revolution, evolution. We've got to evolve as a people to be one with each other. But we need a revolution in order to get us to the next level of that evolution. Because we got to have the revolution that says to us, Marv is my brother, Monica my sister, and no matter where I go, if either one of them hungry, I eat, they eat. If either one of them is homeless, I got a home, they ain't homeless. See, we have to be able to, that's every world, that's a revolutionary thought. I done seen too many black men say, yeah, what happened to him? Can you help me? No, man, I can't. Look, I see people on the street, and I see a sister right up here at 16th and Gerard. Every time I come down 16th Street, she asks for money. People be looking. I'm digging in my pocket. I'm gonna find something. If I got $1 in my pocket, I'm gonna give it to her. The institution is something that don't allow her to be out there on the corner begging for money. That's revolution, but it's an evolution. It evolves this entity to its next level, to what it needs to be. How does that happen? You do it. You make it happen. It doesn't happen without you. It doesn't happen if we don't have the open-wielded conversation and walk away saying, I learned something from Myron today. I learned something from Trevor today. I learned something from Ramesses today. Okay, I learned something from Marv today. I learned something from Q. I learned something from Lavine. I learned something. Xavier walked out and Nadine. I learned something because every time that's what makes me better. If I walk away from here and I don't take something from the things you say, then I'm not listening to you. But I am listening to you. It's just like I wouldn't be a good student of Garvey if I didn't interject him into the conversation. Not him, the person, him, the thought process. Because what Garvey gave us was the thought process. He didn't say, okay, look, sit down on your hands and knees and wait for somebody to come and free you. He didn't do that. Not now. He didn't do that. What Garvey did was say, we're going to free ourselves because we can do what we need to do. Garvey's the classic example of Marx's statement about economics. Classic. You want to know how to change us economically and stay good to your form? Look at what Marcus Messiah Garvey and those men and women did in the 1900s. If you take that as the model, connected to the current thrust of economics, sit down with it, and take the same thrust, but use it in a 21st century mindset, which is education, which is information, which is influence. Take those things from the toolbox and apply it to the process. You'll make the process better. You have power. You make the process better because then you make the process relevant. See, if those of us in this room understand that when we lock on, it ain't about whether you always agree with me. I love the fact that I don't stand up here and everybody say, yeah. I love the fact that my first sentence, I can really look at his face first. Sometimes it's Ramesses I look for because I know then I'm on the right path. You know, if everybody look at me and say, yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. I know when y'all walk away from here, y'all saying, well, let me see if I come back next week. I know you're coming back next week now because you say, I can get a different opinion, and we can battle on the floor before he goes through the monologue, and then when he goes through the monologue, he connects the dots for us. And I don't connect the dots, you do that. You do that in the conversation. Do you realize and understand that, yes, we talk about no justice, no peace. Everybody in this room recognizes we won't get justice, and we damn sure ain't got no peace. We already know that. I mean, you may go home tonight and sit down and turn your TV on and watch a program or turn your music on and listen down and chill out. You may go do that. But that ain't peace. That's not peace. Of relaxation. Peace means right and the mindset to go forward and to move my people forward. I have that. That's my peace. My peace is when I'm making a difference in everybody and everything that we do. That's the peace. That's what people are looking for. That's what the world has not seen from us as a race. They have not seen it from us, not just from here. We had a conversation today. We talked about Idi Amin. Anybody remember Idi Amin? Okay, Idi Amin did not give us character, good government. He didn't give us that. He gave us fear. He gave us murder. He gave us everything the white people was giving us except he was black. And he wasn't the only one to do it. Kwame Nkrumah, on the other hand, did give us some consciousness and some teeth and structure. He did do that. Understand this difference. I mentioned the black man because the black man did what the white man did too. And he did it too. So if we're going to do it better, that means we have to do it better. We can no longer sit back and say, I'm going to wait for it to happen. You can't wait. I need every person's best tool in the Unia. See, I need every person's best tool. You got a good tool, put it in the toolbox. That means I have you in the toolbox. That's what you give me, your best tool in the toolbox. See, because if you put your best tool in the toolbox, we have the best set of tools possible. And somebody say, I got a tool just like that, mine is better. Put yours in the toolbox. Because this isn't about an individual. It's about a people. It's about a race of people. You know, we come here and we talk about our race. Do you realize that we don't do it in time? We're not. But if I talk to enough of you, and you talk to others of you, then we're beginning to talk and send the message to the people. Friday, you get a message to people that don't hear the message. You come in here on Fridays and do open mic. You're getting a message to people that don't get a message. And if there's nobody in this room, the mere fact that you're in this room keeping this thing alive, you're telling the whole city, no children today, the whole damn city that the Unia is relevant and it matters. Because folks are now no longer walking past and saying, I didn't know you was here. Because now they know you're here. You know, when they look outside at the front, I'm going to tell you real quick, when Marv and company painted the outside and put the little gold strips on the tap, and I took a picture of that, Michael Ford called and said, I saw that. Michael Ford, on his law radio program, he called, he said, I saw that, and we needed to talk. See, that's what change does. That's what working does. That's what showing people what is a doable does. That's what it is. You see, we have short conversations. We don't make them complete and full. Power, if you look at the word power, if you look at the conversation that came just from that single word, not from the other parts of the conversation, they were all valid, but the word power did that. Because that's a conversation. How are you looking at power? Are you looking at power, as God would say, the power to control, the power to say, do it whether you like it or not. We all suffer from that kind of power. But at the same time, we have a certain level of freedom that's coming from that. And that's what we have to key on. The freedom that's coming from the power that we wield. Each and every last one of us is a powerful entity and a powerful individual. Each and every last one of us. No one sits here without power. The object is that when we put our power together collectively, we make a significant difference. Look at the building. Look at the people. Look at the youth. Look at the program that's coming. See, look at the correct me. Y'all didn't correct me. Look at the programs that's coming. See, you ain't feeling me. I started off saying one time, 5 years. Yes? Did I not? Yeah. And y'all always say, no, I was sooner than that. So I broke down, I said 3 years. And y'all just smiled at me, nah, Bobby's gonna be sooner than that. All right, I'm reluctant. But I recognize the power from the group that says, no, Bobby, you're gonna do it sooner than that. And I say it because I'm bringing my energy, I'm putting my time, I'm working to make it happen, and I'm not afraid to make it happen. See, we live in a society that has fear as a tool. And what it does is it makes you afraid to succeed. Our ancestors and some of the elders of the
because he changed the way we think about things. Mumi Abu Jamal, before prison and since, still power, still influence. Put influence in the toolbox. You see, in a year and a half, we're going to be moving some stuff upstairs. I ain't getting no resistance to that one. So I figure I'm safe. See, I ain't no resistance. Everybody lips stayed the same. Mars stayed the same. Ramesses stayed the same. Everybody looks stayed the same. Year and a half. It's like, okay, you're a little bit more in line with us now. A little bit more. Okay. But I meet my challenges too. So the reality is, as we go forward, as we move to make a difference, we have to be willing to wrestle with these kind of conversations, even in these meetings. I come for 3 reasons. 3 reasons. 1, I believe in all of you. I do. 2, I believe in why you're all here. I believe you come here in order to move the University Negro Improvement Association into its rightful position. I believe you do that. That's 2 reasons. 3, I like all of you. I do. And even the ones I don't like, I'll change my statement. But that's not likely, because you learn to do what at times our parents didn't do. There were times when your parents were not tolerant. Now, since somebody's parent is in the room, you're excluded from this part of the conversation. Sometimes parents aren't tolerant. Sometimes they're not. Anybody in here been spanked as a child? Okay. Anybody in here been beat as a child? They wasn't real tolerant when they was beating you. But they said it'll make you a better person. It took me a while to kind of get that into my mind, that you beating me is going to make me a better person. But it did. But we get beat in here too. Y'all beat me, I beat you. You say, there ain't no physical beating. No, it's the exchange. It's the conversation. It is the evolution of how we grow, to how we correct ourselves, and how we get better. It's the evolution that black people, it is time. It is time. So let me do 2 things before I explain what I mean by time. Next Saturday, December 5th, we have Onoko Rashidi here. If you have not purchased a ticket, please purchase a ticket. It's imperative that we have at least 60 people in this room. I don't know how I'm going to fit 60 people in this room, but Marv and Monica told me don't worry about it. They're going to make it happen. I claim it. They said they'll make it happen. So it's going to be a little tight. So if you have a challenge, make sure you shower, bathe before you come. What, you going to tell me about the 60 people?
No, for that meeting, like, I don't even have to go there. So
that's all right. You
I
still
got more than enough information.
Stop. You're missing the point. The point isn't about what's the information around us. The point is the fact this is going to be an event for the UNIA to help put us. And so it ain't about the event. It's about the UNIA ACL. So right, if you figure you know everything, you know, okay, fine. Give me $15 and stay away. And you ain't saying nothing.
Somebody else's ticket.
That too.
I don't have man, you wear every day, dog. I feel you.
See, so understand. I mean, that's personal, but understand I still need folks to do that. And then, you know, we can try to work something. You can stand outside and you can pick up something. Besides, we'll work with you. But I still need you here. I still need your support. I still need you to make it happen. Because understand, it's been over a decade since we've had a real public programmatic piece inside these walls. And this is how, again, move forward to make a difference. We want to make a difference. Now I'm going to give you another one. December 28th, which is Kuji Chakalia for Kwanzaa. We're going to do a Kwanzaa program right here in 121. And I will be talking to both Kira and whoever else to make it happen. I do Kwanzaa programs. I've done them in other parts of the country, so it's time for me to do it here. No, you are saying, yeah, you're right, Bobby. Yeah, you're right. You supposed to have done that. You should have did that last year. But now, every year going forward, whatever Sunday is apart, yeah, whatever. No, sometimes you don't have to say it. I can just pick up the mind. Just does that, which is good, because I can see it from Nadine, who's sitting all the way back, and all I can see is her eyes. And it's right there. Okay? It's coming in December. I talked to a young lady who is in Jonestown. Yes, I think I said it right. And she does dolls. And in February, I'm working with her now to put together a program here at the hall that would have like a doll display, and she wants to, and so we're working with her to put that all together so that we can talk about it, and but just look for things. See, that's the whole point about Winoco is the kickoff, to start making stuff happen, because the only way I can economically can do stuff you money. So I know my job. That's my job, to help generate the money. So, you know, Lavinia needs. Look at how I look at it. Some toilet paper, I say it every week, I don't know how much toilet paper you're buying. And you technically not. You need everybody to use it. I'm asking you to give me, I'm going to give you a result of your donation. So don't think that you're spending it. It's technically free, but you can't get it without a dollar. See how that works? To sink in. Looking like, what you, how he made, yeah. $3 or paper towels for $2, $3, something like that, but you won't be giving money to the UNIA when you do that. You'll be giving money to somebody else. So, again, you're not asking you to pay $1.50 for the roll. We actually you to give us $1.50 and we will give you a free roll of paper towels. But we won't give it to you without the $1.50. You see, we got to be innovative and creative. We have to be, because that's another word that we don't talk about a lot. Love. And since all the brothers in here, you know, can relate, and all the sisters in here, I hope you can appreciate. I know I would not be where I am if not for a black woman. And that black woman is my mother. Several years ago, on this very weekend, on Saturday, yesterday the 28th, my mom transitioned. And was most influential female in my life. She was. And I'll make this a little personal, so bear with me. And I had to walk with her for the last 3 years of her life every day. And I knew my mama was going to transition 2 days before she did. And the morning that I had to give my mother a bath, I knew my mama said, he ain't gonna keep doing this. And I knew that. But we don't talk about that kind of love. That kind of love that even to this day, I can see her smile. She walks with me. She touches me, even to this day. I remember those moments only because of the significance they had to me. The following Friday, I preached my mama's eulogy. Just like that. Preacher said, how you gonna do that? I'm gonna tell you what I told the preacher. Nobody can do it better. But that's mama. So when I finished, the preacher said, I ain't got nothing to say. I say that because when we talk about race first, I took that concept home. But I didn't realize that my parents already had it. They just looked at it different. I talked about black power because at that time, those are the words I learned. What I didn't understand at that point is that it was already in my family. It was already in my house. They were already teaching me the tenements. But I had to learn it. And so as I walk this journey of life every day, those life lessons keep coming back. We want to know about power. Okay, that's why I asked about my parents. I saw the power of my father. I saw his power in the community where we live because men respected my father. And when men respect a man, that is a man. So I learned what it was to be a man. And then I learned what it was to be politically educated. My mama told me I should never depend on a woman. She taught me to cook, she taught me to clean, she taught me to wash clothes. The only thing she couldn't teach me was to sew. I couldn't sew to save my ass. That's because I couldn't tie the little knot that you had to use when you sew it. Couldn't tie the knot. It's funny, but it's how you evolve. It's how you have revolution through evolution. It is how you have evolution through revolution. If you fail to recognize the road you take to get here, if you fail to appreciate the love that made it possible for you to arrive, then you will never appreciate the power that you have within you. We are all powerful. We all make up the power of economics and politics and resources and information and influence. Because somewhere in this room, we all have it. And all we have to do is use it. Marcus Messiah Garvey and those men and women from that time, I make a reference to them. I can say from Marcus Messiah Garvey came the Nation of Islam. That's right. It came from him. You say, how did it do that? Because who came from his teachings? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Sergeant in the African Legion. Qualified and bona fide, not just by history, but also by Minister Louis Farrakhan. But Mr. Louis Farrakhan understands power too. Because he told me categorically, I've never written a bad check in all my life. And I ain't never had to work for nobody but my people. Hello. That's power too. That's the power of economics, the power of politics, the power of influence, the power of understanding and education. Do you recognize that when we do things, you say, oh, Baba Kelly, don't say that because you're being live streamed. Not only that, we need to be making CDs and then around and say, okay, sell them. Economics. Okay, nobody might not buy mine, but you know, it don't have to be me. The object is collectively reform the engine. We're the oil, we're the transmission, we are the engine, we're the power. But let us not be afraid to talk about it. Let's not just talk about the tentacles of it, because all of those things are power. I tell you, and I've said it before, we have to build the economic engine. Yes? Build the economic engine. So that we are no longer dependent on somebody else to do a damn thing for it. Ain't no babies in here today, y'all. Economic engine does that. But an economic engine without a political reality and a political structure to go along with it, somebody gonna hurt us. Because the dogs are always out there trying to eat at what you do. Don't believe me? Ask Marcus Messiah Garvey. He wrote about it in Philosophies and Opinions 3. He told you, he said, within my ranks, I have more black people employed by the FBI than the whole history of the FBI, except now. And he knew it. But he believed that what he was doing would be sufficient enough to change that, but he recognized that he could not stop. Put 1,500 people in here. I know I'm going to have somebody here from somebody else in law enforcement, and I'm not going to be afraid to say the same thing I'm saying to you now then. Because now they want us to go forward and build our own. Because right now all you're doing is fueling the prison industry. That's what we're doing. You see, black people, black power is economics. Black power is politics. Black power is influence. Black power is unity. Black power is self-determination. Black power is cooperative economics. Black power is purpose. It is. And we have a purpose. You got a royal purpose. You have the purpose to build and raise a nation among all other nations. If we led the world one time, are we afraid to lead the world again?
No.
So if we're not afraid, we know exactly what we have to do. Black power?
Black power!
Black power?
Black power!
Black power?
Black power!
We will build a nation. I say that right?
Yes.
We will build a nation.
We will build a nation.
We will build this institution here, the UNIACL, to be influential and leading in the nation that we want to build. We will refurbish this building in a year and a half or two. Okay, I got an indeed and chuckle on this end. We will do this. We won't do it alone, because we're going to bring our people in here and put our people to work for us. Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! Black power! One God! One God! One aim! One aim! One destiny! One destiny! Yes.
No announcement?
I did all of them. You got another one?
Yes, sir.
What? What's your announcement?
It's about to stand.
Your stand? Okay, please.
Unia stands.
Well, thank you, sir. But we do have stuff for sale. See Xavier and Nadine, I understand you was outside vending too on Friday. Bless your heart. Yes. Appreciate everybody.
Yes.
Appreciate all your effort. And please make sure you come out and support what we do. Yes.
That's the whole thing, Bob.
Oh, yes. And yes, ma'am.
These two couples brought food in.
Y'all brought food in?
Yes.
Delicious.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
The third Sunday every month is business meeting Sunday. Make sure you come and bring food.
Yeah,
You got that? Okay, I'm sorry. Black Seas calendars will be on, and make sure you support the UNIA stand every day, right? The stand is operational every day, so it's not just one day.
Bob, I got more information on it though, in general, written down.
But you should have said that before I start. So certainly need to tell me.
All right.
All right.
They do. Who told you that?
Yeah, y'all can be able to say that. All right, now we want to try. Because I just need to make sure that laptop with let me see if I can get this over with. Because do you have a USB port? And do you have the?
I have that.
USB port? One way you can